for, or I guess from, the teachings of Christ on earth. Yeah. All of the prophets taught the same message. The teachings of Christ were the teachings of Moses. So if you're going to say, why follow the teachings of Islam, or in the case really what you're saying is the teachings of Muhammad, when those teachings were already available in the teachings of Jesus? But the Jew can say the same thing. Why follow the teachings of Jesus when the teachings are already available in the teachings of Moses? See, the point is that God sent Jesus at a time because the people who were following the teachings of Moses had strayed. They had strayed away from the spirit of the teachings. Though they had retained to some degree the letter of the law, they had strayed away from the spirit. So Jesus said that he came to confirm the letter. He was not breaking the letter, but he also came to renew the spirit. The gospel which he brought was a renewal of the spirit of the law. Now, God sent Jesus at a particular period in time also. And as he said, or it is attributed to him, that he was sent to the lost sheep of the tribe of Israel. He was sent to the Jews. He was sent to a particular people in a particular place in a particular period of time. As such, the message which he brought was not protected for all time, because he was sent for a particular period of time. Whereas Muhammad, may Allah's peace and blessings be upon him and all the prophets, he was sent not just to the Arabs. This is why the majority of people who are Muslims on the earth, they're not Arabs. His message was a universal message, and it is stated clearly in the Quran itself that he was sent as a mercy to all mankind. He was not sent to one people. He was the last of the messengers of God, sent with the final message, which was summing up all of the previous messages. And at the same time, because it was the last of the messages, it was protected by God in a way that none of the previous messages were protected. It was protected unchanged. This is why you can pick up the Quran and be certain that you have in your hands the Word of God. Whereas if you pick up the Bible, you cannot be certain what you have in your hands. Some of it, no doubt, is the Word of God. But much of it, according to the statements of Christian scholars themselves and Jewish scholars, is the word of man. So you have the pure and you have the impure. So why am I going to choose the impure when the pure is available? In choosing the pure, the final message, I am confirming the message of Jesus and the message of Moses. Because Islam doesn't deny all the truth of what Jesus brought and what Moses brought. It confirms it. So, becoming a Muslim, choosing to be a Muslim, was a logical choice. It would have been illogical for me to have gone back to Christianity when I saw not only the moral teachings of Christianity within Islam, but also the social system complete which Islam presented, which could not be found in Christianity. It would have been illogical for me to go back. Why do female Muslims cover their hair and face? This is according to the teachings of the prophets, plural. If we go back and look at the paintings, and the paintings, of course, we can't depend on it solely, but the paintings give an idea. The paintings that they make in the Christian church of Jesus and his disciples, and they don't know what he looked like. Know what his disciples look like. But just say that they have these paintings. And the women around Jesus, how did the women around Jesus dress? All of the paintings depict them with scarves covering their hair and flowing dresses covering their bodies. We don't see any of them with their hair out, fancy hairdos and mini skirts, and we don't see any of them like this. Why? Why? Because modesty, according to the teachings of the prophets, has always taught or been a part of the system which required women to cover their hair and to cover their bodies in a way that their privates are not exposed. It is for the protection of women. That's what it is primarily for. Protection of women. But again, it is also for the protection of the society as a whole, to prevent corruption in the society. I know you're saying it's corrupt for us not to cover. Okay, wait. Now wait. All you have to do is to read the statistics. I heard on the radio about 7 days ago that the number of rapes in America last year, 1990, went past the 100,000 mark. This is reported rape. 100,000 reported. And we know that those which are not reported are 5 to 10 times those which are reported. What does this mean? The man who was reporting it, and it was from some congressional, body which was, looking into this, the man said this has reached an epidemic. It has become a disease in the society which is uncontrollable. 100,000. And of course, when you talk about rape, you're not talking about any women raping men. You're not talking about that. Why? Because men are in a position of strength, they are stronger